Hi, my name is Jennifer Dono, and in this video I'm going to share with you what happened when I sat down to list out 100 ideas that I have for starting a business. And I say business slightly, I'm in the process of starting a business. In August, what I'm using that month for is getting momentum, to getting to that place where I have the business that's in my head out into the world. To do that, my goal is to make $100 online, and I have two rules for that. The first is that it needs to be deposited in my account by the end of the month, and the reason why I did that is because I do have a number of ideas that rely on other people's account networks. For example, YouTube, if you were to monetize a video and do quite well on it, your payment threshold would be $100, and then they pay out on like the 20th of the month. So I missed that. So that couldn't be an idea that would work for my goal. And the second thing is that it needs to be passive. In the past, when I've done online businesses, it's been essentially trading time for dollars, and I'm not interested in doing that moving forward. I could do that, and I do that on my day job, but I don't want to do it here in August as my goal. So that's really hard for me, but I have to have faith that I'm going to create something that someone will want. What I did after that was essentially just start brainstorming top of mind ideas. And the first thing with that was ideas of just like buckets, what a passive income might look like, whether it's AdSense, rental income, productized service, an information product. And you've seen all the videos about this on YouTube too, because this is what I've been watching over the last 5 years, trying to figure out something I want to do for myself. I made my little buckets, and then from there I started doing top of mind ideas, things that I've been thinking about over the last decade, and I wrote all of those out first. From there, what I did was go online and I did searches for weird businesses. I searched like weird business for moms, stay-at-home mom business, successful mom founder, that type of things, and looked for articles of examples of other people doing cool stuff. Then I made a list of things that I love, things I'm good for, or things I'm good at, and that inspired me to make more ideas or write down more ideas. From there, went on to Etsy and looked up categories and looked at what the best sellers were on those specific categories. And the one that I'm most interested in doing is printables. I already have some ideas for printables, and so what I was looking was what's selling well on Etsy, and then I created more ideas from there. Then I looked at successful shop owners that were creating around categories that I was interested in, and I looked at what type of products that they create and wrote down more ideas. Then I went on to Amazon and looked at what was selling well in books, what topics people were interested in that I liked, or that I had some type of specialized knowledge around too, or that I wanted to find out more information about, and created more ideas from there. Then when I was walking later that night, I found a video that I'm going to link below that talked about how to brainstorm a business idea, and that kind of validated everything that I had just done, which was really neat. And then it was giving me more ideas of how to move forward. Once you have the idea, you have to look then to see if there's actually people around that are going to want to buy into that idea. So after that, what I did is create a little box at the bottom of my list that was kind of like I forget what you call it, but a space that wrote down, if it's highlighted, this is what it means. If it's underlined, this is what it means. So I first went and made a heart under all of the ideas that actually do fit those two criteria, because some of them I just kind of went off the cuff because it led to another idea. So I hearted all the ideas that fit the criteria. Then I highlighted the ones that I felt like could potentially be successful, that I really enjoyed, and that I feel like other people would want to, not just like crazy ideas. And then from there, I underlined all the ones that I actually wanted to move forward with in August. Now I'm going to share with you 100 ideas. Some of them are a little bit more obscure than what I actually have listed on my list of 100, but it's kind of like empty little vessels you can fill in the blanks with for your idea. Not only am I going to talk about it here on video, but I've made a PDF that I'm linking below. It's $1. I've listed all of the steps. I have a little checklist, and what you're doing is contributing to my $100 goal for August and getting me that startup funds that I need to get moving on. What you'll get in exchange for your $1 is my list, again with that kind of like empty vessel mentality that you can fill your ideas in, a checklist, and a little workbook that I kind of went through. I sat on my porch, watched my boys riding their bikes outside, and just wrote down kind of free thought type ideas, just wrote them down as they came out to me. And hopefully that will help you too, especially if you're a mom or maybe you're furloughed from your job. And hopefully this will help you, because it's definitely helped me. I feel excited about moving forward with this list. Check out the link below for that $1 PDF. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I have a little presentation to show you. This is my 100 business ideas to start today list. First idea is to create a smaller product or a portion of what I was going to make initially. In the interest of time, I have a much bigger idea, but I decided to go ahead and cut that down into something smaller to start off with. And part of that was just being listed here on this list of 100. Another idea, number 2, a monthly subscription for a service using Patreon. That is taking my in-service or in-person service and putting it online through an informational product. My personal example for this is my dance class that I was teaching in person. I'm going to try eventually. I don't think this is one that I'm going to start now. This isn't one I hearted really, or no, I did heart it, but it wasn't one I highlighted as the one to do, because there's certain costs prohibitive of doing this, because I do want to make it really nice as far as microphone and audio mixer goes and everything like that. But I don't think for every service that you need to do this. I feel like this in general is a pretty low risk way, especially with using Patreon, because it's such a simple way. There's no upfront costs as far as I understand. They do take a percentage off of the service that you take in that someone pays you. But if you're to do Teachable or a similar service, it's a much bigger cost. And plus you're just using YouTube. It's really easy access for the people using it too. Number 3, next, monetize my YouTube channel. This I ended up saying as like not really an option because it didn't fit my rules. There's a payment threshold and a payout date issue. So that's not going to get me $100 by the end of the month, but that's definitely an option I want to consider and put it in my back pocket. Next one, Amazon affiliate or bigger ticket items in the right categories. And that's to promote on YouTube or an email list or a blog or that type of thing. So there's other steps that you have to take in order to do this, but then there's also the issue of payment thresholds and payout dates. So again, not one I can really take seriously. Renting out our cars on a car site was one I looked at. My husband has a truck and might be something that he can realistically do, but I have an older car that no car site is going to want to rent out, but that's an option. Selling a digital download of something I have already made myself and have a history of success using is something that I'm actually doing. That's my number 1 thing I'm going to be doing in August that I will hope reach my goal. It's something that I don't know why I haven't done sooner. I've made it for friends and I use it, and it's something I really love, and it's just like, well, duh, just put it out there. So that's what I'm going to do. Sell stickers for things I wish I had for tracking in my planner. And there's a million videos on YouTube right now. Okay, there's not a million, 3 or 4 that I watched that teach you how to make stickers. And it seems pretty low cost as far as machinery goes. And plus just it would be fun, and it's something my kids and my husband might be able to do, but there are startup costs involved and a knowledge curve to get over. Affiliate or business building ideas, recommending services I have used in the past or will be using in building my business, such as Shopify, GoDaddy, Lead Pages. I've used so many business building tools in the last decade, and I've used it in so many different roles that I've had within business that I feel like I could definitely recommend services. But again, there's a whole sort of mix of things that wouldn't make that really great for my August goal. Another thing is being an affiliate in a different niche rather than just business. There's also travel, which is awesome, and I'd love to do that, creating content around a specific travel niche. But again, you have to build up that audience first to be even considered to be an affiliate. But if you've got one, why not do that? And TripAdvisor, I was doing some research, and that has a very high percentage of commission for their affiliates. Creating music and licensing is another one. I use Soundstripe as my music provider, but there's so many other options. And creating music on your computer just using GarageBand is pretty simple if you have a background in understanding how music works. Why not? Creating stock videos and footage, licensing and selling those on different sites. Again, there's really well-established beautiful places such as iStock and such that you can put very well done pieces, or there's like the really cheap, simple places out there that people just upload images from their phone. But again, you have to create really trendy and interesting things. Creating an Alexa skill and sell it. Again, that's just a knowledge a curve that I'd have to get through, but it's still a really cool idea. And I have a specific idea that would be a great an Alexa skill, but that's something to think about. Creating an app and selling it is the same thing. If you have a specific niche or a problem you're solving or something fun and entertaining, why not? And creating an app is really not that hard. I did an interview a long time ago from someone that created the Gratitude app. She has a whole book about how you can create an app, and she had no experience in how to make an app, but she was still able to do it. Creating a new niche in a YouTube channel is another thing. I've had this one really niche idea for a YouTube channel, creating all these keywords and really like being very targeted about who my audience is and what problem I'm solving is something I've thought of for a long time. But again, you have to monetize through AdSense and through affiliate items, and that's not something that's going to happen overnight. That's something that's a big build-up. Building out a personal blog and reaching the $100 AdSense threshold. I'm pretty close to the AdSense threshold from just previous blog and YouTube stuff that I've done. So I mean, that is a little bit more realistic, and I have my personal blog that I'm working for. But again, it's also not completely realistic because I'm not in complete control over that. Signing up for a shopping data capture service. You know, you hear about these all the time, especially for moms. The idea that you sign up, I can't even think of any of the names right now, but you sign up for the service and they track what you shop for online, and then you get a percentage of what you're shopping for back, or like they give you points. There's all sorts of gamifying that's happening with it. So that's another thing to consider. But again, it's not a lot of money. Creating a Roblox game. This is something that I think is really interesting because the kids love playing it. They've created their own little games, and then they get paid in Robux based off of it. And there's a big learning curve to it, but it might be something fun to do with my kids. You'd create a creative story, and then through that story, you have to make it so that there's a lot of opportunities for in-game purchases, and that's through Robux. The kids can earn the Robux through creating games or by purchasing them separately, or there's like subscription services for it. It's a very interesting whole little world that happens within Roblox, and as a parent, I feel like it's a safe environment for kids, and one that I feel like is definitely going to grow through the fall with all the kids still doing remote learning. It was just a really easy way for my friends to meet up with their friends through Roblox games, so why not make one ourselves? Buy a successful online business. Again, there's the whole startup costs, but if you go on, like, Flippa is one of my favorite ones to look through. I'll just look through and see what businesses are being successful. That's another great research opportunity, is to go and see what people are doing, how much they're making, and kind of investigate in that way too. A vending machine, I mean, this like pops up on every list of what you can do as far as like quote unquote passive income. Right now, I'm not sure how successful vending machines are, but that's another idea. Creating a WordPress theme is, again, a little bit of a learning curve, and there's some design elements, but it's something that's another opportunity. Creating a niche texting service. I've never seen anyone include this on their list. The company I work for right now uses Zingle, and there's again, not a million, maybe like 4 competitors out there that are really big in the tech space. Zingle kind of acts like this texting concierge where it's half AI and half in like a real person that's behind the text. I was thinking, I can create some type of niche texting service where someone hires me and I provide them assistance through, I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Updating, revising, and selling a printable. I've already had success selling in the past. I have sold a printable before and did really well with it before I had Wyatt, and I stopped doing all of that just because I had kids and just like it was too much for me. I have it still sitting around, and I've even updated it because I've used it in the past. But I could continue to revise and update it and sell it, and it's something I'm sure I'll do in the future. Again, it's like low-hanging fruit. Why not do it? Writing an ebook series is something I've been listening to on YouTube. People have great success with it, and there's a whole strategy behind it. I signed up for Kindle Unlimited during quarantine, and I've read so many different books, and you can see the formulas in all of the series books to get you to read the next one, to get you to read through the entire thing, because I believe that Kindle Unlimited pays you based off of how many pages you're actually reading, or the pays the author. Then there's also this whole strategy where you read 2 books or maybe read one through Kindle Unlimited, and it tries to get you to buy like an actual Kindle product then based off of like that third one. There's so many strategies. It's really interesting. I had a concept for an ebook series, and that was something I do, but that's going to take me a lot longer than a month. And then you also have, there's a little bit of a learning curve there too. So selling a DIY creation, for example, I have a video about this, but I still use my little iPhone band. I did the whole sewing thing on my YouTube video and showed people how to do it. I was like, well, I could just sell one of those online. I'll just put it out there and sell it. So that's another idea. If you do anything yourself, why not just sell it to your network, even to your friends and family. Selling physical versions of a digital product is another idea that I had, just to expand upon the ideas I've had in the past. A lot of my 100 list is just taking one idea and seeing how many other ideas that could branch off onto, such as recording audiobooks. But this one is of public domain books. There's a number of books that I read personally that I love that are in the public domain. Either they're not available on audiobook on YouTube, or they are and I just don't like the guy that's reading it. That's another option, because then you could also do AdSense based off of that. But then again, that's like a time commitment. I don't know. Maybe I would still do it. Selling my meal plans. I know there's a website out there where you can sign up and then you put your meal plans out there, and the people that are subscribers of the website can sign up for your meal plans, and then you get a commission off of that. I know there's one out there. I could not find it, but that's another idea. And like for us, we have such a specific diet that I feel like other people are looking, I don't feel like it, I know other people are looking for ideas for our like strict diet. I do feel like that would be beneficial. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have strict diets that could also benefit from that. Selling pine cones on eBay, selling golf balls on eBay. There's so many things like that on eBay. It cracked me up. I was looking through it and I read this list online that said sell these random things on eBay and what things perform well on eBay. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm not going to do them because I don't shop on eBay, so I don't have that experience. But if you do, why not? And I picked golf balls and pine cones to put on my list because I have access to a plethora of those things for free. So that's a nice markup on those items. Bees. I thought, how fun, I can make honey and sell honey. Obviously, there's a huge learning curve. You have the responsibility of these like living bees, and then also where are you going to put them? So, but that's also a cool idea, some kind of farming of some sorts. Products that solve my personal problems, things I could use or I currently have, and it's just not like the best version of it. So, for example, a beach bag that releases sand. I can't stand how much sand collects in every single bag I have. For whatever reason, each of my bags have winded up on the beach, and there's just like this collection of sand at the bottom. Quality black canvas bags with no writing on them. I cannot stand bags that have silly sayings and like logos and stuff like that on them that you take to the grocery store. I also don't like bags that are of like white or light fabric that get dirty and then you go and buy your food with it. Even if you've washed it, it's just gross. So I want a black bag that's also like just a quality canvas bag that's not going to break. And I thought, oh, I can manufacture those, create those, whatever. Maybe I will one day. A cover up for getting out of wet clothing that is comfy but not too thick. I've actually bought fabric to make one of these for myself, especially when I was training to do a 70-mile paddle last year. It was so embarrassing. All cover-ups are made for men. And I was like, this is so irritating because obviously you can see I'm naked under this when I am changing in front of people. So that was another idea. Reusable gift wrapping. I mean, there's like a whole group of people. I mean, this is very popular in Japan. Reusable gift wrapping that is pretty and accessible to others, not too expensive. Wet gear changing station for wet and sandy feet. So again, this like goes back to my paddling issues, and with kids too, just like sand everywhere and you like try and change and like sand gets, I don't know. Creating a family-friendly printable that adds fun to my other idea. So I have another idea, and how can I make that idea that's for adults accessible to kids, or something that the adult can then bring into their child's life? So again, just like branching out ideas that I've had. How can I make it go into other products, expanding on that? Going back to the text service, another niche with the text service. And this time, rather than just putting it out there as a text service, I wrote with this specific time scheduled. So someone's buying slots of time that either you or a different person could play concierge during that time. And it's all niche specific. So another idea. Becoming a rep. I mean, aren't all of us like, we all know somebody that is a rep, and Young Living, fabulous. I could become a rep, become a coach. I'm getting bar certified anyway. And Beachbody has a bar program. I'm like, well, I could commit to that. Selling a vegan pancake mix. It's a real pain, and I use it anyway, so why not? Starting a letter writing service. This is one that I really want to do, and I'm going to do in some form, and I already have an idea, and it goes with my bigger business idea, so I will at some point do it, because I love writing letters, especially with my morning pages now, like physically sitting down and writing, and we write letters for work, so I know how effective they are. I've started writing letters to other people, and so this is something I want to do. Another app. This one would focus on quotes and activities around personal growth, and I have a really specific idea with this too. And then a scripting app. So similar to self-growth. Scripting is really popular with law of attraction people. It's like a form of visualization. You're writing out your future and it tricks your brain. So what if there was an app that allowed you to easily script your future? An Airbnb cleaning service. I love vacuum lines. I could get paid to vacuum for people. Airbnb management and concierge services. There are companies out there right now that manage people's Airbnbs. A number of people have them out for investment. It's not the most ideal time to be in that business. Travel restrictions, but it's still an idea. Creating a ringtone and listing it on the iTunes store, even saying like funny words or sayings or a quote. That might be something that would be of interest to someone. Creating wall art, using quotes from a self-help book. That's something that I'd like to do personally. Using quotes from a different self-help book was another list. So I had one item with one of my self-help books that I love, another item using another one. Creating a planner printable for a specific goal and audience. I have a specific goal. It's something I've used in the past. I've tracked it all in my planner and everything, just using handwriting. What if I created a planner that was for that specific goal, that was for people like me that wanted to achieve that specific goal? So that was another idea. Journal prompts printable. I can just tell you the one that I'm going to be doing eventually is for fall journal prompts printable. So like that type of idea. So it's being really specific about things that give people ideas to write on. Going into the PDF that I have for sale on Etsy for only $1 that outlines all 100 and includes my process for creating my 100 list. It's my 100 business ideas kit. 100 business ideas list kit, something like that. So a lot of these, just be forewarned, the remaining 50 are going to be pretty printable heavy because that's something that is of interest to me. I already purchased printables online. It fits within my lifestyle and I have a lot of ideas for it. Creating another seasonal journal prompts printable is another idea. Back to school journal prompt printable, a study guide for a self-help book, manifestation printable, gratitude games printable, another gratitude challenge printable, Christmas around the world printable. If anything, hopefully what all of this is showing you is that you have one big idea out there and it feels very overwhelming. That's what I am working off of, is that I had this really big business idea. And how do I get started on it? Well, that was by breaking it down into smaller ideas and working from there. And so hopefully that's another thing that you take away from this accountability video that I'm making here on YouTube. So the Family Council Kit printable, Family Council Kit, I use this. I've been using this for over a year now. I love it. It's something I made, and why not make it available to other people? A tracking sticker system, challenge kit printable. Again, this is one challenge that is very specific I did a couple months ago. I really loved it. Why not make it available to other people to purchase and experience? Movie quotes, wall art, rose perfume is something I sold as a kid. I just thought, how funny would it be to do it as an adult? I did it out of Dixie cups at the end of our driveway, like you would a lemonade stand, but it was rose perfume from my mom's rose bushes. Rate Amazon books that solve my problems, sell items on merch by Amazon. There's a whole Amazon ecosystem out there that you can make money from. Neighborhood ice cream truck, teach an in-person class online using Zoom, sell my cookies with an almond milk upgrade, sell interesting old hats on eBay. Popcorn kits that are diet specific is actually something I've been looking for because I'm tired of putting a bunch of fake butter on popcorn. There needs to be something that's not oil-based that you can put on popcorn and make it tasty. Start a podcast and monetize it, write Medium articles and monetize them, create a mastermind with a pay-to-play model, teach a different audience, my in-person class online, for example. I teach in an adult class, but it could easily be translated to children and put on something like OutSchool. Make a different type of video and publish it on YouTube. Bucket list printables. Oh gosh, I love bucket lists. Just a bunch of ideas. That would be very helpful. Seasonal bucket list printables, planner online meetup events with different speakers. I use a passion planner, and I thought, how awesome would it be to get a bunch of other people that love passion planner together and do a meetup where they pay, and then we would host a speaker too that would speak to specific things that are in the passion planner, setting up different online goals. Well, guess what? Passion planner put something out like that recently. So, obviously that was something that was of interest to other people. So I don't think I'll do that, but seemed to be a good idea. Goal setting, meetup online event, lavender bedtime spray, Artist Way wall art, Artist Way printable. The Artist Way is the book that I'm working through right now. It's a 12-week challenge, and there's a specific audience available out there that loves the Artist Way that I thought you could just tap into by providing them with additional resources. A niche plan printable. Again, I love plans, planners, planning anything. A seasonal plan printable. Sell elderberry syrup with honey, especially during fall and winter. Seems like a no-brainer. Zero waste kits. Fun plan for a specific holiday printable, a mobile zero waste bulk food shop, a movie and book specific plan printable, festival plan printable, dish soap with full moon water, essential oils, etc. This was like one of those weird ideas where, you think you hear of celebrities such as Nicole Richie. She sells these crystal necklaces that she puts out in the full moon to charge them. And like, I've wanted magical dish soap for the longest time to make washing dishes fun. What if I made something crazy like that? So that was just an idea I put out. In a similar way, magic packs for kids with special add-ons. Vegan keto pizza recipe hacks and ideas ebook. Again, these are just speaking to pain points I feel already, and it would be nice to have someone solve them. Family dinner questions printable, virtual walking tour of my area for an online school. So again, using something like outschool.com where you're taking a walking tour of a historical area and you're talking about the history with it, maybe the people that live there, the culture, that type of a thing. And then you're selling that as part of a curriculum set on some type of website. Book clubs for kids or adults. A French fry stand is something Shane and I have wanted to do forever, and it would be so fun. Creating a studio for recording videos that I could rent out, buy a house near a good school and rent it out. I know, silly, but whatever. Go live on YouTube and accept super chats. Declutter 5 things a day support club. Sell planner stickers for specific goals and tracking. So this was my 100 business ideas video. I would love if you would check out the Etsy product listing that I have of this for only $1. It's a whole kit that I've made available for people to go through the same process that I went through in making this 100 ideas. And again, this is just holding me accountable for something that I said I was going to do earlier. And yeah, I hope you check it out. Thanks, guys.